I don't even know, I don't know if I really want to say this, but I'm gonna just tell y'all what I really think. The men in LA are weird. Like, they're weird. And a lot of people say that people in LA are weird, but I ain't even gonna say that. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. It is Kenya H here once again. Oh, my hair needs to be straightened, y'all. Okay, but yeah, Kenya H here. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hey, how you doing? If you're not new here, thank you for tuning in again to, this is the last part of my moving during a pandemic series. So if you're new here, like I said, thanks for coming. I'm Kenya H, the marketing girl, eye candy from Instagram, Twitter, as you might know me by. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video. And if you're not new here, hey, and welcome back. So today we are filming a Q&A video, moving to LA Q&A. So if you guys watched the last two videos, those were all filmed back in May of this year, 2020. Those were pretty much all the vlogs of me moving and everything I was going through in the process. And I'm filming this video right now. So like it's October 1st. It's October 1st. So I'm literally filming this video today. So this is like a big fast forward kinda. So yeah, here we are. I'm in my apartment now. It's a little bit more, well, it's a lot more furnished and everything. So soon I'll be doing a furnished home tour. Give me like a couple of weeks because I gotta clean. It's a little bit, sometimes it be getting messy in here, but I will be doing a furnished home tour sometime at the end of this month, so you guys can look forward to that. And that will probably be the end of anything dealing with moving to LA and me being here, unless you guys ask for some other videos. But so today we are doing a Q&A. About a month ago, or maybe even it was a minute ago, I asked people on my Instagram a couple of questions. Well, no, I'm sorry, I didn't ask questions. I asked what questions did everybody have about me moving. And so I got some responses there. I got some questions from Twitter. And then also again, earlier today, I asked the question again on my Instagram story, and I got some questions there from people. So I pretty much just took a lot of the questions I got, put them in a little list, and I'm gonna run down the list of questions about moving to LA. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into the video with the first question. And I'm sorry if I didn't address your question on this video. I tried to pretty much just group all the questions that were alike and everything like that. So if I don't answer your question, though, feel free to shoot me a DM, y'all. Like, shoot me a DM on Instagram or Twitter if you follow me, and I'll definitely be able to answer your question, at least to the best of my ability. So anyway, yeah, let's jump right into the video. First question I have on here: how did you find your apartment and what area? So pretty much, how did I find the area I'm living in and how did I find my apartment? That's probably the question I got the most, actually. So pretty much what I did, as you guys saw in the vlog, I came down here for a week. Like when I knew I was ready to like get going and get to LA, I came down here for about a week. I got an Airbnb that I found in downtown LA and rented that Airbnb for a whole week. And I said during that week, I'm gonna find me an apartment. But before I even came down here though, I did look for apartments. Like I was on apartments.com. I was really just on apartments.com, and I was on Westside Rentals. Those were the two websites that I really used, and I pretty much just searched for apartments on there. LA is busy, it's booming, so it's always apartments, new apartments available every day, every second, every hour, because so many people are moving here and moving out and everything like that. So I pretty much was just searching and looking for looking for apartments to move into. I was really looking for apartments, and then I was also looking for like houses that I could just rent, just like an apartment. And yeah, I just really just searched through a whole bunch of stuff. Everything that I liked, I saved, I called, I did do applications before I even came down here for that week, because I wanted to be able to get here and go straight into actually viewing the apartments. And the other thing was, since I was moving kind of in the middle of Corona in May, it was like, it was irritating, because the catch for me was like, I had to pretty much, to go physically see a lot of the apartments that I was looking at, I had to do my application, and that application had to get approved, meaning I had to pay application fees, and some of those fees were hefty. Like, one of my application fees was like $500 for a place I wanted to move into. So I had to do the application, pay the fee, and actually get approved before I could go look inside of an apartment. And you know, at that point, once you didn't check your credit and you done got approved, it's like, you know, you kind of feel almost obligated to move in. So it was like, going through all of that was kind of hard, because I really had to narrow my choices down, because I wasn't finna keep paying $200, $300, $400, $500 fees to go just to see a whole bunch of apartments. So yeah, I used apartments.com, I used Westside Rentals. I really just narrowed down what I really liked, and then I came down here and I tried to go physically see the apartments that I could see and the ones that I really liked. The one good thing I'll say though is Westside Rentals has a lot of apartments that are like owned by people, or like private, I guess like private companies, and like just people who own condos and houses and it's renting them out. Westside Rentals has a lot of that. So it was like I was talking directly to the owners, versus with high rises, like where I live at now, I wasn't talking directly to the owner. I was doing an application and I was talking to a lease agent. So with talking directly to the owners, they were a lot less like strict about me coming into the apartment and viewing it. So a lot of them didn't have no problem pulling up and meeting me at the place and taking me inside to look at it, as long as I had a mask on. So that was the pretty cool thing about that, even though I did end up choosing a high rise anyway. And then with the area, I knew for a fact I either wanted to stay downtown, I wanted to stay West Hollywood, or somewhere up in like Hollywood Hills. Those were like 3 places I knew I wanted to be. I knew I did not want to be out of LA. I knew I didn't want to be like in the suburbs like Burbank or nothing like that. And that was just because a lot of my friends that I had already before I even moved out here, they stayed in like West Hollywood area, and I was most familiar with downtown and West Hollywood. So I had been traveling back and forth to LA before I even moved here, so I knew kind of LA a lot, and it was like, of course I want to stay in the area that I'm really familiar with already. So that was kind of how I picked the neighborhood to live in. Did you have a budget, and if so, what was it? I did have a budget. My original budget for my rent was $3,500, $4,000 at very most. That was my original budget. I went very much over my budget with the apartment that I picked out. I'm not even gonna lie, it went over my budget, definitely. But it was not. It's not extra. My rent ain't 10K or nothing like that, y'all. But it did go over my $3,000-$4,000 budget, and my the reason I pretty much went over my budget was because I got this apartment for a steal. So like a 3-bedroom in downtown LA in a high rise with amenities, honestly, y'all, it's gonna run you like $7,000-$8,000. Like, it's expensive. It's 2 bedrooms that cost what my apartment costs and more. And I really had my mind, I really did want 3 bedrooms. And those other apartments I looked at in the first blog, like, they were 3 bedrooms. All of them, actually, I think they were. Most of them were 3 bedrooms, but they didn't have no amenities. And I really wanted a pool. Like, I really did want to have a pool. Now that I think about it though, it really wasn't that deep, but I really did want a pool. So with this apartment, I got it for a deal because of Corona. Honestly, just because I think a lot of people wasn't moving in at the time. The occupancy rate is like 50% in my building. Maybe a little more, but it's around that. So they were giving out deals to anybody pretty much who came in. So they gave me a big discount to move into my apartment. I had got like 3 months of rent free. And it was like a credit that was applied that I could disperse whenever. So I felt like I just had to take it. I kind of feel like they finessed me now. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they finessed me, but whatever. But I felt like I had to take it because compared to all the other high rises in downtown LA, it was a lot cheaper. So I was like, yeah, I want to do that. So I went over my budget just because of that. But I did that, don't get me wrong, I did that in the mindset of I'm gonna make sure I'm hustling every month and as much as I can to adjust to my new budget, or well, adjust to my new rent increase. So I made sure that I was prepared still to pay that amount, I mean the new amount of rent that was over my budget. Was it hard moving so far away? Honestly, no. No. And I think it wasn't that hard for me because I had came to LA so much. So like background, I just graduated college in May 2019. I graduated from school, and of course it's 2020 now. So I had just recently graduated, and all while through college, not all while through college, I'm lying. The first time I came to Cali, I was like a junior in college or a sophomore. I came to Cali for the first time. I fell in love with Cali the first time I got here. And so at that time, I'm 24 now. At that time, I was like 20, probably 21 probably when I first got here. I was in love with it, and ever since then, I had kept coming back. So before I moved here, y'all, I had already been to Cali, like, I don't even know how many times, but it was a lot. I had came out here a lot. I had met people. I had networked with people. I had started to learn different areas. I knew places to eat. Like, it was like my second home. So moving so far away for me wasn't really hard because I liked it here and I knew about it here. Like, it wasn't like I was jumping to some place I only been to one time, you know? And then also I think it wasn't hard because I go home. I be going home. And I go home for like business and stuff. It don't even be because I be homesick. It because like it be stuff that I be having to go home for. And I got lucky because moving during Corona, if y'all don't know, these flights been super duper cheap. Like you could get a round trip ticket. Not really anymore. They kind of went back up. But the past couple of months, you was able to get a round trip ticket somewhere for like $80, $90. So it was easy for me to just jump up and go home. So no, it wasn't really that hard moving so far away for me though. But I think like if I was moving somewhere far away where I didn't really know a lot of people, it might have been a little harder. But I would advise anybody, if you're thinking about moving far away across the country or wherever, and it's just something that's just in your thoughts right now, start going to that place. Like make sure that you end up comfortable there. Start visiting. Even if you go by yourself. Like I used to come to LA all the time by myself, and I would just do stuff and just end up meeting people. Start going to that place early on just so you could get a feel for it. Find out if you even like it, you know? Meet people, explore, go to different places. So then when you are ready to move, it'll be like not that big of a deal to you because you've already been there 100 times. So that's pretty much my response to that. And next question, pros and cons of living in LA. So I don't know, I feel like I should do a whole nother video dedicated to this question because whew, it's a lot. But I'll just give out my main couple, I guess. So we'll talk about the cons first. One of the cons for me is, hold on y'all, so I'm getting a FaceTime call. It's my artist on the phone. Hey.
Oh, you in an interview?
I'm recording a YouTube video that goes out tomorrow. Say hey to the camera. Yes, I'm recording my Q&A.
Did you?
Alright, they only finna see a couple seconds of that. Goodbye. Okay, sorry y'all, before I got rudely interrupted. We're on the pros and cons of LA. Cons of moving to LA. First con for me is the food. The food in LA sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It's bad. Like, it's pretty bad. No. Okay, let me not even do that. The tacos, Mexican food in LA is a hit. It's a hit. all these food trucks and stuff, they be fire, like for the most part. I get bomb tacos in LA, but everything else, y'all, nada. Especially coming from where I come from. I'm from Chicago. We got the best food ever. Like, no lie, no, we have the best food. So it's like I came from eating good wings and pizza and Italian beefs and mild sauce to coming to eat truffle parmesan fries and sushi. I don't eat sushi, y'all. So it was just like, that was the biggest thing for me, is that the food here sucks. That was the kind, and I think that's it has a lot to do with when y'all know I'm in the market and I'll be analytical. So I feel like a big reason for that is LA is full of healthy people, because LA is LA, you know. A lot of people here are superficial. Image matters a lot here. People care about how they look here. So a lot of the food is healthy, and they're really big. Like the healthy food options, you can go find a bomb smoothie place anywhere, a bomb vegan place anywhere in LA, and you'll be good to go. So the healthy food options are bomb, just because a lot of people are on that type of time. So the soul food and like the fast food and stuff is trash, because I guess a lot of people ain't eating that. And LA actually has one of the, from what I was told at least, has a very low obesity rate. So that right there tells you enough. In Chicago, baby, we is eating Harold's, we eating Italian beefs, we eating good pizza, Giordano's, we eat everything. So yeah, the food here sucks. Another kind, I don't even know, I don't know if I really want to say this, but I'm gonna just tell y'all what I really think. The men in LA, the men in LA are weird. Like, they're weird. And a lot of people say that people in LA are weird, but I ain't even gonna say that. I'm just gonna say I think the men in LA are weird for the most part. Like, dating in LA, no, don't even come to LA with dating on your mind. Just don't even do it. And I'm gonna just leave that at that. If y'all want a full video about that though, dating experiences in LA, I got y'all. Just let me know. But yeah, dating in LA is not the thing. What else would I say is a con? A lot of people probably say the traffic. The traffic honestly does not bother me though. Yeah, I don't think the traffic bothers me that much. Like, I'm from Chicago. We are a big city. It's traffic in Chicago, so the traffic here doesn't really bother me that much. But I've also been here during a pandemic and during Corona, so I might not have fully experienced the traffic anyway. So I don't know, but it doesn't bother me that much. But a lot of people do say that that's a con of being here. Cost of living is another con. I don't think that's a big con for me, because I don't feel like it's too much different from Chicago, but that is a con. And I do notice it with different, like rent for sure. I notice it. Every apartment here, like rent is expensive everywhere. A house here is expensive. Like, for what I'm paying in rent, I really could have invested that into getting a home, and like I would have been straight with a house in Chicago, a nice house at that. But I could not get the type of house I would have wanted here. I could not afford it. Because it's so expensive here. So as far as like cost of living when it comes to rent and stuff like that, for sure that's a con. And then I'd also say, like, I even noticed it with food. Like, it's a Harold's chicken in LA, and it's a Harold's chicken in Chicago, where it's from. And Harold's here, a 4-piece is like $12 or $13, which is high as hell. Versus in Chicago, it's like half of that. So I be noticing the different costs, definitely, when it comes to like food and stuff like that. So I say cost of living too is a con. And those are really the only main ones. Like, everything else is pretty acceptable for me. Pros of living in LA. There's honestly a couple for me. Number one is it's warm here. I love the warm climate. I'm anemic, so I already don't like the cold weather. I come from Chicago, where it's cold as hell. Like, the winters is winter, baby. Like, you getting snow, you getting cold, you getting freezing. Ugg boots, Timberlands, period. Cold. Yo, Canada Goose. Like, it's cold. And here in California, ain't none of that. So that's definitely a pro for me. It's just that I don't have to be cold no more. and that's a big pro for me. Another big pro is the resources. I definitely say the resources for like a business owner or a creative in LA is a big pro. Like if you want to move to boost your business or just boost whatever you do, if you into photography, you into art or something like that, living in LA is dope. Like I'll just put it kind of into context. Like when I was in Chicago, when it came to my business and stuff, I don't feel like I had that many resources. At least like they weren't as close as they are to me here in LA. And by that I just mean like in LA, I could literally come up with a photo shoot idea and in 2 days execute that shoot. And that's actually something that I did when I first got here. My photo shoot, like it was, you can easily find photographers, you could easily find nice models, a space to utilize, like all of that stuff, because in LA that's what everybody here doing. So it's easy to find anybody doing anything that you need for something, for a project. Versus in Chicago, it's pretty hard. Like it'll be hard for me to find a good dope photographer within 2 or 3 days to shoot with that's not booked or something like that. So in LA, it's just one of the big pros that everybody here is doing something. And so you can be super resourceful here. You can meet people all the time that do everything. I literally meet people on my elevator all the time that's into photography, that's into YouTube, that's into all type of stuff, and I become friends with them, and like they're in my network, or they're a connection for me. They're a resource for me that I can utilize and ask a question to. So that's one of the dope things about being here, is just how much you can, how many resources you get, how close they are to you, and just how you can just grow your network is definitely like a big pro about being here. Another pro I probably say is this kind of goes back to resources, but like with me being a business owner and with me having clients and stuff like that, it's really nice that I have the fashion district, like literally down the street, and I live downtown where it's really close. I really like the fact that that's here, because I can literally go there. Not only can I find outfits for myself, but I can go there and see different vendors and see what's in style and stuff right now. And I have a lot of clients that own boutiques and stuff, so that kind of just helps me kind of stay up to date, I guess, with an industry that I'm pretty familiar with. That's pretty cool. And then just besides that, like it's other parts of LA, like West Hollywood, over on Melrose, all of those places. Like I guess it's just really nice to have all these different areas where all these different types of people are that I can network with and socialize with, and talk to. So that's definitely a pro. Pretty much other pros, another big pro to me is I'm really motivated here. And I say that that's a pro just because in LA, like you seeing houses in the hills, you seeing mansions, you seeing nice cars riding past you every day, people in Benzes and Bentleys and Rolls Royces, whatever. Like you seeing all of that every day on a regular. In Chicago, like I walk outside my house, I ain't seeing nobody in a Wraith. I'm not seeing nobody $3-6 million house just off me riding down the street. And in LA, I see that. And the reason I feel like that's a pro is because me seeing that so much lets me know how reachable it is. It keeps me motivated every day I wake up to, like, I know I can get that too. It's literally right there. I just gotta stay focused. So it keeps me in that mindset every day of me getting up and wanting to get to it, or being focused and just doing productive things. Versus in Chicago, I feel like I stayed in Chicago a year before I moved out here after I graduated from college. A lot of that year, a lot of different things happened that shaped my attitude and thought process and actions, but I definitely feel like during that year I was not as motivated as I am right now. And I definitely feel like I would stay in the bed till like 12 or 1 o'clock, maybe even 2 o'clock, like maybe even all day some days. Versus here, like I don't really do that. Here I be up, I get up probably at 9-10 a.m. I be woke, and I'll start working, or I'll start watching YouTube, or I'll just start doing productive things. But I be up though, and that really helps, like me getting in this habit of starting my day early. It helps me get a lot more done in a day, and it just helps me be productive. So I really just like the fact that I stay super motivated while I'm living out here. Now that was starting to get too deep, so let me keep moving on. Next question: how did you make friends? Honestly, I guess a couple of different things. Like I told y'all, I came out here like all the time before I moved out here. So when I would come out here by myself. Well, no, okay, at first when I was coming to LA, I was coming with my boyfriend at the time. Broke up with him, then I started coming out here by myself. When I would come out here by myself, I would go places by myself. Like, I wouldn't just stay in an Airbnb. I go to the fashion district. I go to West Hollywood. And all those times, like some of those times I came out here, I definitely had a decent amount of money in my pocket. And a lot of those times I didn't. Well, I had a little money, but like not no real like shopping rodeo money or nothing. So I would just find things to do that just didn't cost a lot. But yeah, I would go to West Hollywood. I would walk around, go to some of my favorite stores. I would meet people just literally on the street. I did have one good friend already that lived out here when I started coming out here like that. Her name's Sanaa. Y'all seen Sanaa in other vlogs. So I would hang out with Sanaa. She introduced me to people. And yeah, I literally just meet people at random. I remember the Airbnb I was staying at, next door, this dude lived there. I became cool with him. And he owned businesses and stuff like that. And that's still one of my good friends now. Like I'm a pretty talkative person and I'm a pretty approachable person, so it's like it wasn't that hard for me to meet friends. Hey, what's your Instagram, blah blah blah. And even if I met a lot of people that I didn't end up hanging out with when I moved here, but they still cool as hell, and like we're still cool. Like I can ask them questions, they can ask me questions type thing. Another way that I met friends honestly too was social media. I was real vocal about me wanting to move to LA. I tweeted about it, I talked about it. I followed people that lived in LA already, that were into the same type of stuff I was into. And we became like social media friends. And that turns into, oh, whenever you're in town, let's go for lunch one day. And then like we'll get real cool and we'll hit it off and stuff like that. So that was kind of how I made friends, I guess. Like just being myself and going outside, going to stuff and not really being shy was pretty much how I made friends. We losing daylight, y'all. So this happened in my other video. I started losing daylight. So next question, how much does it cost? As far as cost, I kind of went through that with the budget when I was talking about budgeting and like how cost of living was a con here. But it's honestly, y'all, it's not that expensive. Like if you're worried about costs, I would just say make sure you have a plan when you get out here. Like before I moved, I had money put away. I had money saved that I knew I could lean back on. I had some type of income streams coming in. So I knew I had money coming in. Those are the two things that are really big that you want to make sure you got together. You want to have some money saved up, and then you want to have some money coming in. Now, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of people who moved that moved without having a lot of money saved up. They just had like $3,000-$4,000, which might have been their first month's rent. If you got the guts to do that, by all means, I'm not telling you don't do it. Do it. The type of person I am, I probably wouldn't do that. I gotta have at least some like 2-3 months of rent put away, just because that's the type of person I am. But if you feel like it's your time to go and you got $3,000 that'll cover your first month or 2 months rent, and you know you can finesse it and make it work, go. Like, it's no right or wrong way to do it, I ain't gonna lie. So, and that kind of goes against, I guess, what I first said about those are the two things that you should have. But if you're someone who likes to be comfortable, those are the two things that you should have. So that's honestly what I would say. But in general, if you feel like you can get out here and make it happen, then do that. But just know you're gonna have to really make it happen. Like, know what you're getting into. So yeah, as far as cost, like, it's not a tremendous difference in cost of living besides rent versus me being in Chicago. I still do a lot of the same stuff I did at home. I still shop. I still like nice things. I like to be comfortable. So the only difference is like now I'm paying on my own bills. When I was living at home for a year, I was living with my aunt, who pretty much I stayed with all through high school and through college when I was at home over breaks, and I didn't have to pay any bills in that house. So now I'm paying bills. So that's a little different. But yes, it's like I said, it was something that I was prepared to do. I thought about this, calculated it before I moved. So in terms of how much it costs, it depends on how you like to live. I knew I didn't want a roommate, so my cost of living might be a little more expensive. A lot of people have roommates in LA. Everybody got roommates in LA. But yeah, I might even end up getting a roommate if I got to at some point. So in terms of cost, it really just depends on how you like to live your life and what you're comfortable with. Last question, did moving affect your business and how? It didn't have a real huge effect on my business because my business, well, both my businesses, Lash Candy and my marketing consulting agency, are both not really like in-person businesses. Like Lash Candy is all online. No matter where I'm at, I can still run that business. No matter what city, no matter what state I'm in, I can still run that business. Same thing with my consulting agency. It's over the phone. Well, at least what I do now in the agency is over the phone. When I consult people, it's over the phone consultations. I can do that from anywhere. So I say, like, it didn't have a major effect on my business. The only ways I say that it did affect my business is, number one, it gave me more resources. Like, I was able to link with photographers easy. I could find models easily. I can go get packaging and stuff like that easily because I'm around all of that different stuff that I utilize in my business. So it affected it in a good way as far as, like, now I got resources literally at my fingertips. And I say another way that it affected my business too is now I live by a lot of the content creators I work with, which is cool. So, and not even the ones just that I work with, but also just a lot of content creators, YouTubers and stuff like that in general are out in LA. So it makes it a little easier and better for me to network. So all the ways that affected my business were pretty good. Oh, and then the other thing is, like, a lot of my customers are on the West Coast. I don't even know how that ended up happening, but that's just like how the cookie crumbled. A lot of my customers are definitely on the West Coast. So it's nice that I'm around a lot of my customers now. I plan on having my first pop-up shop here in LA. So it's cool that I'm around already my target audience. And I also plan on putting my first vending machine here in LA. So it's nice, like, that I'm pretty much already in the area that I need to be in to reach the people that support me and shop with me and everything like that. So that was the last question. Like I said, I tried to group all the questions, a lot of the questions I got, and hit on everything as far as everything that people ask me. So let me know in the comments or in my DMs or mention me or something like that if there's anything you wanted to know about moving to LA that I did not get a chance to get to. Drop the questions below or drop in my DM or mention me on Twitter or something like that, and I definitely got you and I'll be able to help you at least to the best of my ability. And this pretty much wraps up moving to LA during the pandemic, my series that I talked so much about. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you watched all these videos, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. If you like, subscribe, told a friend, share the post, anything about this series, thank you so much. And after this, you guys can expect to see some vlogs, some business and marketing stuff. And y'all let me know what y'all want to see next. Let me know if y'all want to hear more stuff about LA. Like, if you follow me on social media, you'll see I'm outside a lot and I'm also in the house working a lot. 50-50. So I definitely can answer more questions if that's something y'all want to hear about some more. Oh, and then while I'm saying I'm wrapping up everything, the last thing to come is still a furnished home tour. I will be giving y'all a furnished home tour. For the most part, I'm really finished furnishing my house. The only thing I'm missing is paintings and stuff like that. So, and I just got to clean up so I can feel comfortable showing y'all my crib. But yeah, that will be on the way sometime this month. Y'all will be getting that. And like I said, just let me know what other type of videos y'all want, if it's more like this or y'all want other stuff. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about this video. I hope it was helpful to you guys watching this series. And just thank you guys so much. This is the beginning of my YouTube journey. So I've been getting a really good amount of support from people, from my friends, and also people like that I don't know. So that's been really, really cool. And it took me really long to finally get this started. So the fact that I've been getting a really good amount of support means everything to me. And I appreciate you guys so much. I could say this all day, but I really do appreciate you guys. So yeah, that wraps this video up. Tune into my next video to see more about whatever I got going on. I don't really know what the next video is going to be yet, but I hope you guys tell me on Instagram. I'm gonna ask y'all. So thank you guys, and I will see you later.